world famous. I'm sure everyone knows the British Medical Association. In 1950, the committee met and did a research on and wrote a review on hypnosis, and they found and stated in their report that hypnosis and hypnotherapy was of great clinical value, and they specified the various forms in which it can be used as a therapy of value. Okay, in 1955, I think this was, or I don't know the dates too well. The UK Hypnotism Act was passed. So actually there is an act called the Hypnotism Act in the UK. Okay, and then the Americans started following suit with the French and the Europeans, etc. And the Americans, every state has got their own legislature and things for hypnosis. Has also given hypnosis its sanction. And so today hypnotherapy is also accepted by the medical umbrella, not just an esoteric, occultish kind of practice, alternative practice. Okay. The first uses of hypnosis was for pain management. World War II, pain and trauma was a big thing, and so it was being used for that, for managing pain, amputation of limbs without anesthesia. Today in America, there's a new field of anesthesia called hypnoanesthesiology, and almost every major hospital in America has to have a hypnoanesthesiologist, where you use only hypnosis, no chemical anesthesia. And they found that chemical anesthesia has a very small percentage, but still some percentage of side effects which are dangerous. People have gone into comas and things like that using chemical anesthesia. In hypnoanesthesiology, there is no side effects at all. There's also now people are using something called hypnobirthing, where pregnant women are going through the painless process of birthing using hypnosis instead of any chemical anesthesia or that, what is that thing that they do. Okay? So it is growing leaps and bounds every day as a therapy of great value. Okay. Basically, as it stands today, when we look at it in terms of how medical science has developed, how science has developed, and how the metaphysical world has also developed in terms of the alternative sciences, okay, we see that the whole idea of cure or getting better rests on something that is called a holistic idea of health. Something more than what we've always been looking at, more whole. Okay? I'll remove this. Now what is this holistic idea of health? Right. So, when you get up in the morning, what do you see? You see yourself, your physical body. You read the newspapers, it's selling something or the other physical, mobile phones, holidays, restaurants. It's all reinforcing the singular belief that you are only your physical body, your gross physical body, and nothing else. Right? Look, Times of India has come out with some spiritual stuff so that they're trying to go beyond those boundaries a little bit, but not much yet. So what actually are you? Each one of us comprises of how many bodies? Any ideas? Actually, we comprise of 7 bodies. Did you know that? If you read the Kathopanishad, it'll talk about 7 bodies there. Okay? In ancient Jewish Kabbalistic literature, the Sephiroths talks about different levels of being. Okay? The theory that hypnotherapy has come up with, at least over here, is we only look at the bodies that are controlled by the mind. And out of these 7 bodies, there are 4 bodies controlled by the mind. Okay? What are these 4 bodies? First is your thoughts. Right? Through your thoughts, your mind controls something that we call your causal body. So if you read autobiography of a yogi and you wonder how they can do some amazing things, okay, how they can project their thoughts And from one moment be here, next moment be there. Thoughts, images, they can project from one place to the other. It's done this way. The mind controls your thoughts and controls your causal body. Through your thoughts, your mind controls your emotions. Have you heard of something called the astral body? You've heard of astral travel? Well, this is where it happens. Astral body. Now you might think that, oh, this is all nice in these spiritual occult books, but is it real? You might read about it in Superman comics or things like that, but is it real? Okay, let's look at something that appeared in the famous British Medical Association journal called The Lancet in 2005, where they found that there was something called a body-mind, and they've researched it and reported on it in this issue of The Lancet. And they have talked about and asked, which is the center of the body-mind? Which do you think is the center of the mind? Where? That's the gut. That's why it's called the gut field. That's why you say you have butterflies in the stomach. Yes. Right? So what he says is absolutely correct. Now, interestingly enough, many years later, Harvard Medical School did a lot of research, okay, and discovered that there were some enzymes and some peptides in the inner linings of the intestines, okay, which connected your emotions, which connects your emotions to your body. And there are similar peptides in the brain, which they have called neuropeptides, okay, which also make that connection through your lymphatic system, through your endocrine system, to your body, okay. And this new science has started developing, and research being done in this new science has been called psychoneuroimmunology. They never give short words for anything in the medical science. It always has to be something like that, which only doctors can read and understand, and you and I can't understand.
It's called
Psychoneuroimmunology. Okay? It's a fascinating subject. One can go into it in a lot of depth. Okay. Now, there's one more body which we cannot forget, and that is the energy body. This is what we call prana. This is body comprises of your chakras, aura, and we call this the etheric body. Okay? Now, what's interesting to know, you've all heard of pranic healing, you've all heard of Reiki, okay? These are interventions for human health, development, improvement that take place at this level, the energy, etheric body level. Yoga also takes as an intervention that takes place here through pranayama at the energy, etheric body level, okay? Homeopathy tries to make an intervention at the emotional level as well. Okay? There's only one alternative healing therapy which is also accepted by the medical science, which makes an intervention at this level. And that is hypnotherapy. Okay? So, when we are talking about any kind of disease, dysfunction, problem, we don't want to just look at it from where it affects you at your body level, because the fourth body of yours is your physical body. Which is connected to the brain. Okay? When you get a disease, where do you feel it? I am not feeling well. happens when it hits here, right? The problem identifies itself when it hits here. You're totally unconscious of it when it's in this level. It's only here when you become conscious of it, when you feel the pain, when you feel the imbalance, when you feel sick, right? So you try and treat it at this level. Allopathy tries to treat it at this level only. Okay? But now you know, if you know anything about gardening and removing weeds from the garden, if you don't remove the weed from the root, the weed will grow back. The weeds, the jungly plants which you try to remove from your garden, the weeds which you try to remove from your garden, if you don't remove it from the bottommost root, it will grow back up again. So to treat the illness over here, there's no use. It will come up again somewhere, somehow. You have to treat it over here, where the roots are. Got it? And that's why hypnotherapy is so essential. Right? Are we clear on this so far? They don't have any shape.